I've installed over 100 Claude Code skills, and most of them are built to impress in a demo video. The moment a real client shows up, they tend to fall apart. But after all of that testing, I found 6 that are completely different. They're not the flashiest. They won't go viral on Twitter. But they will save you time, cut mistakes, and let you deliver more value than you thought was possible with AI. In this video, the 6 skills that actually build an AI business. What they are, why they work, and how to install all of them in under 10 minutes. Real quick before we jump into the list. Here's how I filtered these 200+ skills. I wasn't looking for the super impressive skills. I was looking for patterns and what works in building the best AI products for customers. I've worked across real estate agencies, HVAC companies, coaches, marketing agencies, different industries, same problems. And these 6 skills kept showing up in every business that was actually making money with AI. That's the filter. These are the 6 skills that passed. Let's get into it. Skill number 1 is the one that makes every other skill on this list possible. It's called the Skill Creator, and it's one of Claude Code's official skills from Anthropic. Here's the problem it solves. Most people who get into Claude Code try to write skills manually, and then they hit a wall immediately. They don't know the structure, and they don't know what makes a skill reliable, so they either give up or they build something that breaks the second a client touches it. Skill Creator removes all of that. You describe what you want to Claude, like you're explaining a job to a new hire. Claude drafts it, tests it, iterates on it, and packages it into something you can use forever. Drop in an SOP, drop in a brief, drop in a voice note transcription. Claude can turn practically anything into a reusable, deployable skill. Every single deliverable you'll ever sell to a client comes out of this Skill Creator plugin. It's the factory that builds the AI product. So install it first, and install it globally in Claude. I have included the detailed skill plugins for these top 6 skills we are discussing today in the channel description below, so you can simply copy and paste it into your Claude chat session. Quick disclaimer before we move to skill number 2, please know when I use the word skill, what I am technically referring to is called a plugin. Now, plugins in the simplest of terms is actually a packaged skill and its various components that teaches Claude how to process things better. It makes Claude better at doing its job. That is the long and short of it, in a nutshell, so to speak. So, to install Skill Creator, just run this command below in your Claude terminal, and it will install it automatically. Skill number 2 fixes the biggest hidden problem in Claude Code, and most people don't even know they have it. It's called context rot. If you've ever worked on a large project and noticed about halfway through a project, Claude starts to hallucinate details, repeats itself, or ignore earlier decisions or get sloppy with his code work, that's called context rot. The longer a session runs, the worse Claude gets. And that costs you API dollars and can cost you client trust if you build an inferior product. This plugin is properly called Get Shit Done, or GSD for short. GSD fixes this by breaking your project into structured phases. Between each phase, it clears the context window and injects only the files Claude actually needs for the next step. The result? Faster builds. Cleaner Git history. Claude then doesn't go sideways after hour 2. This skill also provides you with quality gates, scope reduction detection, if the planner drops a requirement in your plan, and security enforcement anchors the verification to your threat model for the project. For any project larger than a few files, this isn't optional. It's necessary for the project workflow to work more smoothly and also save you time in the process. So, to install this skill, just run this command below in your terminal. Once installed, you can type in /GSD-help in your terminal, and it will provide you with the various GSD commands you can use in the terminal directly as you complete your project. Number 3 sounds like a gimmick. It is not. Superpowers gives Claude the ability to run parallel agent tasks. Without it, Claude does one thing. It finishes the one thing, then moves on to the next step in the project. With Superpowers, Claude works more like a senior developer would in terms of planning first and testing things first before jumping into coding. This superpower will also allow Claude to review and handle multitask and focus on multiple things at the same time. Writing your marketing copy while building your lead gen logic. Generating content while setting up your automation. If you are building automations and moving your product into production, you are going to need this superpower skill to handle this workflow. For AI business builders, that is the speed multiplier. You deliver faster without scaling cost. This skill allows Claude to plan the project out, test it, finding any edge cases and catch any gaps. In short, it allows your clients get more, you work less, and the key, it enables your final product to work properly. Now, it's not perfect, but if it can get your product to gain 80% efficiency versus 60% without it, that is a plus. Fewer bugging cycles means less time spent fixing them and less token cost, which is a huge win as a developer. And here's the number most people don't think about. If you're running 3 tasks sequentially that each take 10 minutes, that's 30 minutes. Run them in parallel? 10 minutes total. Reduced cost, 1/3 of the time. This is why Superpowers is one of the most popular Claude plugins on GitHub today. So to install this skill, just run this command below in your terminal. Number 4 is deceptively simple and genuinely changes how you work every single day. Every tool call you make with Claude puts raw data into your context window. So for example, a playwright snapshot might be 56 kilobytes, and 20 GitHub issues might be 36 kilobytes. Now, after about 30 minutes of real work, your context window could easily be over 40% of nothing but garbage, like log output, raw data, or stuff you never actually saw or knew Claude was using. So when Claude runs out of space and compacts the session, Claude suddenly forgets files exist, loses what tasks are in process, and loses or forgets context of what you last asked his to do. So, context mode's job is to fix both halves of these problems. First, it keeps the garbage out. Claude runs the project in an isolated sandbox, where raw data is filtered into a clean output, which is what comes back into the context window. According to Claude's own benchmarks, that 56 kilobyte project now runs as lean as 299 bytes, and that 46 kilobytes access log becomes 155 bytes. So over a full session, 279 kilobytes of raw output now becomes 5 kilobytes total. Now this is Claude's own benchmark. You can run your own by typing this context mode ctx-stats in your chat box to see how you are running. Now context mode also provides additional benefits. Context mode now tracks every meaningful event in your session in a local SQL database. Every file you edit, every tasks you create, every decision you make, and every error that comes up. When Claude compacts the conversation, it doesn't lose any of that information, but reloads that information into a session snapshot and reloads it back into the database. So your model picks up exactly where you left off, with your files and your tasks and your last prompt intact. So what this means in practical terms is that session that used to fall apart at 30 minutes or so now can run for 3 hours because you don't hit any slowdowns. You stop wasting prompts reminding Claude of context it already had. So to install this one, just copy and paste these 2 commands below in your chat window, and then restart Claude Code, and these skills will be in place. Number 5 is the memory layer. While context mode sets the stage at the start of a session, Claude Mem goes further. It creates persistent memory across sessions. Client preferences you set last Tuesday, brand decisions you made 2 projects ago, edge cases you told Claude to avoid. It's all there the next time you open a session, without you having to repeat a single word. That means no more pasting your brand guidelines every time, no more explaining the project from scratch, no more, let me give you some background. When you open Claude, and it already knows and remembers everything. Here's why this matters for a business. The biggest time sink in AI work isn't generating content. It's re-onboarding Claude every session. With Claude Mem, it eliminates that wasted time, and wasted tokens and wasted energy drain for you. Claude Mem takes each session and hooks it into the Claude session lifecycle, then automatically captures what happened in the log. File edits, decisions made, bug fixes, commands, and it captures all of this information. It will then use Claude's SDK agent to compress all that data into a semantic summary, then stores it in a database with a vector search capability. So when you open a new session, all these key and critical parts get injected back into Claude's memory without skipping a beat. It also auto-generates folder-level claude.md files and updates them as you work. So your product documentation writes itself while you code, and it's fully automated. This process will save about 10x in token savings versus you manually having to dump everything in at the beginning of the new session. So, practically speaking, with all your Claude Code projects, you stop paying the startup tax, and you get to stop repeating yourself. For example, you pick up a project you have not touched in 2 weeks, and with Claude Mem's skill in place, it will already know your current work that you have completed, decisions you have made, and it will know exactly where you left off, all while operating with its full memory. This skill makes Claude feel less like a chatbot and more like a senior team member who actually remembers what you built together. Now, to install Claude Mem, you can install this using the code below on this screen. And the last skill is the one that protects your reputation. It's called Review, and its more powerful version, ultrareview. After the coding is complete and before you ship anything to a client, you will want to run review. It reads your work, catches what you missed, edge cases. It finds and flags any bugs or potential design problems, and gives you a clean summary of what needs to be fixed. It is run locally and it's fast, so it doesn't cost you anything beyond your normal usage tokens to run it. Now you also have ultrareview, which launched alongside Opus 4.7. This one goes deeper, but it doesn't run locally. It uploads your project into the Claude Cloud Sandbox, and it brings in multiple specialists or review agents to come in and review your project from multiple perspectives at the same time. Logic, security, performance, and edge cases, all running and analyzing the code at the same time. Think of it as a senior-level code review that runs automatically in seconds. Here is a cool aspect: if any bug shows up while it is in the cloud, it will reproduce your project and independently review and verify your product, so you will not get a pile of style nitpicks or false positives. Essentially, you will get confirmed bugs and a more clean product. Here's the reality of running an AI business. One bad delivery, one thing that breaks in front of a client, can end a relationship. And the crazy part is most of those mistakes are catchable. Review and ultra-review is the layer that catches them before the product leaves your hands. This is the last line of defense. Use it on everything. Now, before you run it, you need to be sure you are using Claude Code version 2.1.86 or later. You must be signed in with a Claude account. An API key account will not work. And when you run ultrareview, it could take 10 to 20 minutes to run, but it does run in the background, so you can continue to work. Just know that up front. With /review, you will get fast feedback, but just remember to use /ultrareview to run critical merges and to ensure data items such as refactors, payments, auths, or database migrations are working properly. These should be run under /ultrareview before you finalize your product. Keynotes here. /ultrareview is not free. You can run it on Pro and Max Claude plans, but you are limited to 3 free runs a month. After that, it might cost $5 up to $20 per run as the date of this recording. But I am sure you will agree that is a small price to pay to ensure that your product is fully operational and bug-free. So that's it. My top 6 skills. Skill Creator to build everything else. GSD to keep Claude focused across long projects. Superpowers for parallel execution. Context mode so you stop repeating yourself. Claude Mem for memory that persists across sessions. And /review as your quality gate before anything goes to a client. All the install commands are in the description below. You can have all 6 running in under 10 minutes. And I've put together a free guide, the AI Automation Framework, that shows you exactly how we chain these 6 skills together to build complete AI systems for clients. Link is in the channel description below. Grab it now. It has everything about our 5 frameworks laid out step by step, so you can start this week. And again, it is completely free. If you want to see exactly how we built a real AI income system from scratch, please subscribe to our channel to receive notification of our weekly videos that will help you in your journey. When you subscribe to the channel, please remember to hit that bell icon to be notified when new videos hit the channel. And be sure to follow us on your favorite social channels. Please drop a comment right now below as I want to hear from you. So, what is the one Claude Code skill you're going to install first? And what are you going to use it to build? Enter your answer below as I read every single comment, so your answers literally shape what I create next. I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning and keep building.